Next team is my beloved New York Knicks. Oh, I gave my Knicks an A-. We did what we wanted to do.
Of course he did.
We brought in Jalen Brunson, which is what they wanted to full on do. We brought back Mitchell Robinson, and we positioned ourselves to be lined up to trade for Donovan Mitchell.
I thought that thing stalled out though. That's what Sham said yesterday. It stalled, not stalled.
Things stall and come back. You know,
it's gonna get reworked.
We'll see, but I know that they want to make that trade happen in Utah, and there's no other way that they can go. So we ain't tripping. We also brought in Isaiah Hartenstein. So yeah, we did things that we wanted to do, and as long as we continue to position ourselves to be the favorites for that Donovan Mitchell trade, I think we deserve an A.
I give him a B. I really loved the Isaiah Hartenstein signing. That was my favorite thing y'all did this offseason. It was a cool offseason considering the circumstances. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like there was a Kevin Durant on the market for y'all to go out there and get. Y'all use y'all cap accordingly. It got the point guard that y'all see as y'all point guard. It's a team that's about to be competing for a playoff spot again. They made the necessary moves to make that a reality.
All those contracts are descending, by the way.
I gave it a B+ because they went out and got the guy that they were linked to. They wanted Jalen Brunson so bad, they went out and traded away to make the cap space work to get him.
I got them in a B+ too. Quentin Grimes looks like he's.
Oh, they ain't got nothing to do no offseason. He been there.
See, look, that don't mean he can't get better in the offseason.
Okay.
No, I gave him a B. I gave him a B+ just because they cool. I think the Jalen Brunson.
I'm raising the Bulls one because I think Ayo's gonna be better next year.
I'm dead.
Shit, do you see Quentin Grimes too?
Anyway. Orlando Magic. Derek, tell us what the Orlando Magic did this offseason, if you haven't.
They brought back Mo Bamba. They brought back Gary Harris.
Gary Harris is there as well.
And they didn't make no trade. I think they positioned themselves to make trades at the trade deadline by bringing in Gary Harris, still having Terrence Ross. And yeah, you know, Markelle is looking healthier, so we'll see.
I gave him a B+ because based on what they could have did, I think they did exactly what they should have done.
So wait. What did you give the Knicks?
A B.
How does they get explain them having a better grade than the Knicks?
Because their real world is being bad and filling in young pieces, and they did that. The Knicks' real world is being a playoff team, and they did that. But they did a lot to revolve around Jalen Brunson.
What that didn't stop them from doing what they wanted to do though. If
you have a plan, but doing what you want to do also has. Like, I can do what I want to do and it still not be the best thing in the world.
What did they do to get Jalen Brunson that just is mind-blowing to you? They gave away Alec Burks and Nerlens Noel to the Pistons?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be better at your job.
So you okay with every other grade I gave, but now that the Knicks are involved, my grade is super super criticized.
Because you just can't, because up until this point, you gave a team that didn't do anything a better grade than
they did stuff. That's why we just got on Derek ass. They did stuff.
No, we get on Derek ass because there's 15 teams to cover, and he just ignorantly, he just didn't even include them.
I gave a grade right there.
I don't give a fuck if it was the Bucks. If it was the Bucks who literally didn't do anything but bring back all their players, we still going to cover. Like, what is he doing? We don't come here.
What did I give the Bucks?
I can't remember. I'm not talking about the Bucks in no correlation to you. I'm talking about him. You said we got on Derek ass because they did do things. I'm saying
we also got on his ass because he said they brought in Paolo. That was it. And then we were like, no, they did more than that.
I'm on his ass specifically because he has 14 teams. What sense does that make? Hey, we're gonna rank all the All-Stars. And he come with two guys who was not All-Stars. I gave
the Orlando Magic a B+ because I think that they made the right pick when there were some talks about them going to get the other guy. They got the #1 guy for them.
Okay.
They brought back Mo Bamba, who showed that he is a good quality player, that when he's paired alongside Wendell Carter, he works. And there was a market for Mo Bamba, and they outbidded the other people. They brought back Gary Harris, who defensively is in that
right.
that mode.
I know what they did,
this is why I like these pieces. I like these moves, and that's why I gave it a B+.
But I'm just asking you. Those moves are better than the Knicks moves, is what you're saying.
Based on expectations, yes.
Okay. Because your expectation of the Knicks offseason was for them.
The expectations for the Knicks are to get better, and they did that. My expectations for the Orlando Magic is to get young pieces, and they did that. Plus
what?
What do you mean plus what? They did more than what they expected to do. I expected them to use that first overall pick, and they got the guy that seems like he's going to be the best overall player. We all agreed that Mo Bamba was gone, and they brought him back on pennies, and he's part of what they believe to be their future.
Okay. So, but that's what I'm saying. That's them having a better offseason than the Knicks because you're great. Well, I'm going off of, okay. That's all I was just saying that that's what you think. Okay.
Is that wild?
That to me it is. You think the Magic had a better offseason than the Knicks? You would say that?
Yes.
You would say that the Magic had a better offseason than the Knicks?
I think they're damn near the same.
Oh, okay.
I think both.
If the
agree with what
value
he's
in
saying, man. I
bringing
think
back
they
players is
they-
that important, because you highlighting Mo Bamba, then wasn't that canceled out for Mitchell Robinson? We needed to bring back Mitchell Robinson.
Y'all
which
did
we
that, and I gave y'all a lot of
Wasn't
praise for
canceled?
that.
We went out and got a guy at a position that literally detrimented the entire season last year at point guard, and was one of the top available
I
options.
gave y'all a
at
B
that
and gave them a
position.
B plus.
Right, that's two different grades, which means that
But
you think
it's
that
not
they
like
have
I gave y'all a
But
D
the
plus
point
and a B
is,
plus.
but it's a better thing.
It is.
Right.
I think they had a better
Right,
offseason.
and that's all I was clarifying.
Marginally, because we're going half of a grade.
I don't think that they had a better.
And
I
that
don't
is
think it's
okay.
not even close.
and
Right.
that is okay.
I didn't say it wasn't.
What did you have for the Orlando Magic?
I gave them a B,
And you gave the Knicks a
A minus.
okay.
Two totally different grades, because the Knicks had a much better offseason than the Magic. Period.
With all that said, I gave theirs a fucking A minus. I thought they had a wonderful. I probably
You gave the Magic an A minus.
I like.
Yeah,
I
that's-
love what they
that-
did.
that's
I love
wild.
what they did. They when they got their number one pick.
Did-
I don't give a fuck how many games they win.
Did the Magic get their guy? Get the guy?
Yeah, they did.
And that's the hardest shit to do with the first overall pick, especially when there was noise around it. The odds were Jabari Smith Jr. and they went to get Paolo, who was projected to be 3 at that moment. And we saw in the 4 summer league games, Paolo was a fucking man amongst boys. That for me is super important. The first overall pick is hard as hell to do, especially in a draft like this, where there was noise about the top 3 picks. They got their guy. And that guy, I mean,
If we
only
was talking
time will
about-
tell, obviously, like every other offseason move.
Yeah. And this
He looked like a
and
dude.
this some size,
If the
so-
Magic had the 3rd overall pick and walked away with Paulo, then I would probably. But to me, Paulo was always number one for me, because
For you, but that wasn't the consensus across the league. You know what I'm saying? Everybody walked into that draft thinking it was going to be Jabari. Even if we...
No. That's just a thought. But what you thought the Magic should be doing, I seen a lot of people thinking that, hey, Paulo, that should be their guy. The noise is, we're hearing a lot of Jabari, but I seen a lot of people say, man,
The
who
odds
I
were
think the
flipping
best
throughout the day, for sure.
I understand, but that ain't the consensus of what people think they should do. What you think they're going to do or what they should do is two totally different things. I can only think what they're going to do based off what the reports are. But what I think they should do is way different than what I think they're going to do. And a lot of people, number one guys, were either Paolo, like myself, or Chet. Not a lot of people had Jabari Smith as their number one. This is the guy. Is my point. So I don't think they did anything that was super wild crazy, because they got the guy who
but
was
even if
consistent
even
as
if it's
the
not
number
wild
one.
crazy, it's still the right thing to do. It's not like
I agree. That's why I
But
had Paulo as number
This is
one.
what the thing, especially for the Orlando Magic and their history. They're always, we gonna shoot for the guns. We gonna go get the wings that's long and lengthy, and there are a lot of options out there for them. So Paolo was the dude for sure. But
What
it's
was the option as a rangy wing? Who was
Jabari Smith Jr. is a raging wing, correct?
No,
isn't
he's
he
not a wing.
projected to be like a 3-and-D guy?
No, he's not a wing. He's a 4.
Okay.
He's not. I don't see him playing
with
a wing at all.
Okay, maybe wing. Okay, rangy, long defenders. Jonathan Isaac, Mo Bamba, they have a history of this thing.
Right.
They went out to get the best guy available, and that is not as easy as it may seem. We've seen a lot of drafts
seen a
where
lot of
people are
people
shooting
fuck
for the
up.
guns as first overall pick.
For sure. But I think usually in times with the number one pick, people go out and get the guys who are lined up as a number one pick. I don't see a lot of. What was the last team that y'all said really took a risk at number, like, whoa?
Anthony Bennett was number 10 on draft boards. He went number 1.
And that was how long? How many
Was
years
that
ago?
2012?
That's a long time ago. That's in the last, I don't know how many years. I can't remember.
That was just the
somebody
first one that came to
where
mind.
somebody I think was like, oh shit, that's a risk. Cade Cunningham wasn't a risk. Anthony Edwards wasn't a risk. So the Magic, I do think it was great that they got Paolo. I brought that up. That was one of my things for giving them the grade that I gave them. But that ain't just like, you had the number one pick. You should have. If you didn't do that, you would have been dumb as fuck. You don't get no reward for doing. That's just like fucking the Bulls bringing back Zach LaVine. It's like, yeah,
Didn't you give them a higher grade for that though?
Yeah, but I'm saying that's like that's a no brainer.
I didn't even mention him bringing him back because
You
I
have
just
to.
thought that was
It's
a.
an off-season move. We're talking about the off-season. You have to. But it's like you don't get some shit for. You don't get like a crazy. The Bulls didn't get no fucking crazy grade. They got just a B. They didn't get no 8.
You think a B plus is crazy compared to a B?
For a team that like the Magic, who just ain't really on shit, yeah, to me.
Boil it down to the grades. You think a B plus is crazy compared to a B?
Oh no, but I'm talking. But the whole point of this is because it's the Magic. You talking about the grades? It's a great. I'm talking, but it's the Magic. A lot of team like he just gave them an A-. It's the Magic. I don't view the Magic to have had that type of off season personally.
What grades you give him?
It's just a B or B-. something that's just like I like the fact that they brought back the guys, and a lot of that is because they were lucky enough to get the number 1 pick, and that's just it, really. But they, as far as the entire offseason, it's just like
That was good.
it was cool, it was solid.
D-Mills, did you give a grade?
Just a B minus. It ain't nothing crazy.
Same.
It's kind of like the area that I gave the Knicks. That's why I said it's not like a huge gap for me between them.
It's not.
And to me,
Thank you. That show is so prominent. Nobody's really outgrown their role except Steve Carell.
Yeah.
And even then, he's still. But that's
Like, I
always
saw-
going to be Pam from The Office.
John Krasinski, I think he outgrew that role. He's a director. A Quiet Place.
Quiet Place.
Can you
Was
say
really
his
good.
last name one more time?
I can't.
I
Craig
still-
Robinson. Okay,
I
there we go.
still think of him as Jim from The Office.
It's because you don't watch movies like you should.
I still think of him as Jim. That Quiet Place don't overpower The Office. Fuck that movie.
That movie
That
was
was a
good.
good-
That
movie's very good.
movie ain't on shit in comparison to The Office.
I disagree.
You don't watch The Office?
I've watched The Office a couple times through.
No.
I did.
No.
I feel like it's
Yeah,
very,
I was gonna say he's in all the Pizza Hut
I feel like it's
commercials
very
too.
hard to compare a movie.
Nobody
to a
be out
TV
Pizza
show.
in the
Thank
Hut.
you.
It's based on what you enjoyed more. I enjoyed
I
Quiet
feel like
Place.
The
more.
Office has more replayability than
Talk
Quiet
to him,
Place.
That's
D-Mills.
what every
You
TV
getting in
show
your bag, D-Mills.
Every good TV show is gonna have replayability over a movie because a movie's an hour and the TV show is 50 hours worth of
You
content.
getting in your bag,
I know.
D-Mills.
That's why I'm saying that's why he's more known for that than The Quiet Place.
You getting
Well, I'm
in your
not saying he's
bag.
not more known, but I'm just saying that he's more than just Jim from The Office.
Well, obviously, I'm not. But I'm saying to me, he's Jim from The
And
Office.
to me, A Quiet Place is up there.
to me, it's not.
Have you seen A Quiet Place?
No,
No, we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done.
I don't think that shit is. Y'all explained me the whole movie and told me the whole shit when it came
what?
out, and
If I
nothing
explain
about
to you
it.
any movie, no movie's gonna be good.
Shit.
Explain to me a movie that just by itself, three sentences can make it good.
Boys in the Hood.
Give me 3 seconds synopsis of Boys in the
Why I
Hood.
gotta give you 3 seconds? You wait when
What do you know about A Quiet Place? What do you know about A Quiet Place?
When A Quiet Place came out, we came in there behind the scenes over and over because you was waiting on him to see it. Y'all was talking about the shit. I ain't gonna tell you too much because that's the movie. So you give him a little bit here. He come back and still ain't seen it. You could just tell me, KB.
What do you know
'cause I'ma
about A
still
Quiet
go see it.
Place?
I don't remember that shit. But
So how
based
can you
on-
say that it's nothing?
Because in the time when y'all was talking
time
about
of
it,
hearing it?
and it. Who tweaking?
I mean, you tweaking. I've been screaming
You
for 3
tweaking about
days.
thinking they tweaking when you saying I'm tweaking.
I've been
This is
screaming.
my point. When you was pitching a movie for him to go watch it, even though he kept saying he was, but you was like, no, nigga, you need to go watch it now. And you was telling him, in that time, I remember myself saying, yeah, that don't sound like no shit I'm into. And then even when he went to go see it and y'all talked
Did you
about
enjoy
it.
the movie?
Yeah, I enjoyed
Did
the
you see A
movie.
Quiet
When he
Place?
came-
Yeah, I saw
Did you
it.
enjoy
when
it?
he came
Yeah.
back,
It was a good
and
movie,
even,
right?
even y'all talked about the bro. You know how many movies y'all could say some good movies that I'm still not gonna give a fuck
I agree.
about? That's my point. Drew Holiday is good. I'm not taking that away. Yeah, get something, but that something ain't really gonna mean shit in the long term. They're in trouble. That my point is they're in
I
trouble.
don't know. I
They're
could
in trouble.
If they traded for Drew Holiday, they're still in contention.
Yeah.
In the sense that they could still make the deep run and still win the championship, in my opinion.
The Miami Heat, they're not even in my top 5 contending teams. If I consider them a contender after that move, I'm just being honest.
Have the puncher's chance. So like
Yeah.
if they get there or something, God forbid, like there's an injury, hey, we still got that chance because we have 3 elite defenders and 2.5 people that can go out there and go get a bucket.
Yeah.
What 2 people can go out there and get a bucket?
Drew Holiday will go get a bucket too.
No, I'm sorry. He
Drew-
can, but
Oh, okay.
When you
I
say-
thought you were saying no to him not being able to get a bucket.
he's an NBA player. He literally can get a bucket.
But I mean, like we've seen good
He will
amount of
be-
times in the
yeah.
in the finals. We've seen him get
He's
the
put together some games.
really good shot when they needed it the
when you
most.
say go get a bucket, I'm looking at Jimmy Butler on that team. I'm sorry. That's my bucket getter.
Having multiple, not too bad though.
Yeah, it would definitely give them a whole different look. Because
When you title bucket getters, I don't know where Drew Holiday lands on my list.
He's
When
just
you type in
He's better than he's better
locking
than
up
the
bucket getters,
alternative.
locking up bucket getters, he's number 1 on my list. But when you title a bucket getter, oh man, I got a lot of names that come before that one.
Okay, maybe he's not a bucket getter, but he can get you a bucket in big moments, which he's done a few times.
Well, I
throughout
had to do
his
it a lot
Bucks
with
career.
Miami, man.
I know.
What was the
It's
stat?
different.
What was the stat?
Good
Remember?
for him. But I remember stretches where we looked at Drew Holiday like, man, you got to get him some.
In the playoffs last year, one of the
You got-
reasons
you got to get him some.
they needed more from him when Giannis was out. They did not get that.
yeah,
But that's why we don't
He also
really
was
hope that
defending
he
He
Jimmy
has a
won.
couple of moments
Yeah.
in the finals as well too.
he was
No,
also
in the finals,
defending
he was
Jimmy
on his
Butler,
shit.
who was just on some other shit.
Yeah, he was on his thing.
Kind of really fits that defensive, gritty, tough mentality in that starting lineup.
Yeah, Drew Holiday 4 of 14 in game 1, 7 of 21 in game 2, 4 of 20 in game 4.
Yeah, in the
4 of
playoffs, he
19.
was not.
No, I said NBA Finals.
Oh, NBA
against
Finals.
Phoenix,
Oh,
where
okay.
You said he was spazzing.
No, I said he got you some buckets when you needed the most. You don't have to be 12 for 12 to do that. I'm talking fourth quarter.
No, I like, and like I said, he was sure you. I said, man, I had some moments where I'm like, where you at? You said, no, in the finals, no, they don't. Not the finals I watched.
In the finals,
I stand on what I said.
in the finals, he got some buckets when you needed the most. He also got one of the biggest defensive plays in the history of ball, too, in the NBA Finals. He had a good finals. He might not have
know
shot
what
it
Drew
well.
Holiday does defensively.
Okay.
We were talking about
on the
offensively.
On the
Contrell.
offense,
I know what he does defensively.
We can rewatch that series and we can watch fourth quarters exclusively.
Why would we watch it?
Because we're talking about getting. He said getting the bucket when you needed the most.
We
Yes
had
or no?
moments where we said we needed more from you, Drew Holiday, and we did.
And
because
he said what? Mike said, when you need a bucket, Drew Holiday can do that. And I am saying, in the fourth quarter of that finals, he did that.
And when I said I had some moments,
are we tripping? Are we talking in circles? We're probably talking in circles.
Yeah, you talking in circles because I made my point, and you went against the point.
You went back on the point. We transitioned to the next
because I had to fact test what you talking about.
You didn't fact check it though.
I just fucking looked.
No, you didn't.
What are you talking about?
You fact checked.
I stood on what I said.
You fact checked.
I stood on what I said.
What did I say? What did I say?
What I said was
Mike,
there
that
was a
middle
moment.
count's getting
You
hot.
fact checked
There
my
was
moment.
moments. I fact checked because you went against what I said. There was moments in the NBA Finals when I looked at Drew Holiday and said, "I need more from you." Okay. Man, he did his thing in the finals. He's spazzing fine. No, he was on his shit.
In the fourth quarter when they needed him
Now
to
it's the
get
fourth
buckets,
quarter.
which is the Suns got
A
Yusuf
bucket getter
Nurkic,
is a bucket getter.
Keon Johnson.
A bucket getter is a bucket getter. A bucket getter is
Rewind the tape, please, at home. Because when he said bucket getter, I said, you know what? He might not be a bucket getter, but he can get you the bucket in the fourth quarter, which is what he did in the finals. That is verbatim of what I said. Verbatim. Go rewind the tape.
So when I said bucket getters,
we transitioned past
Yeah, we
that.
all bucket getters. We all bucket
because
getters.
you went against the point because you had to redefine to make the point of the point.
The Suns got Yusuf
Bucket
Nurkic.
getter. No. Fuck is you talking about?
They got Yusuf Nurkic, Grayson Allen,
Bucket
Keon
getter.
Johnson,
Fuck out of
and
here.
Azir.
He was killing. I can't wait to rewatch this shit.
I can't wait to rewatch it either. I can't wait to rewatch it.
If they were fighting for the 7th seed and they could play the Nuggets, sure. But I'd rather see LeBron go against the Warriors any day of the week than the damn Kings.
That's okay.
The Kings ain't on a damn crumb against the Warriors.
That's okay. I would still take the Kings to as far as
At
to
least
watch.
LeBron can give some false hope. The Lakers fans at least gonna think they gonna win. The Kings ain't gonna think shit. They fans gonna know that they about to lose. They gonna get ran
They gonna
out the
still
damn
they
gym.
gonna pack it. No, they're not gonna get ran out because
Yes,
they played
they
them
will.
well every game.
That don't mean shit. The
That
Bulls-
does.
Different in them playoffs.
Yeah, the Bulls used to
definitely
beat
gonna be
the
different.
Bulls used to beat
But they
the
weren't
Heat
getting
every
ran
year.
out the gym.
Yeah.
Those are
No,
close
I didn't
games.
say that they were. I said
That's
that-
what you did.
Yeah.
You
I
said
said
that
that about the
Kings.
Kings. I'm talking about the Bulls.
and it's the
versus
same
the fucking Heat.
situation.
No, it's not. Because
How is
the
it
Bulls
different?
used to beat them. They didn't used to keep up with them.
They
The Bulls
beat
used
the
to-
Warriors this year.
But I'm saying the Bulls used to dominate the Heat.
No, they didn't.
didn't.
They didn't dominate. Come on now.
You're right. You're right.
You're right. Yeah, I know I'm right. No, they didn't dominate them. The
You're
4-game
right
series,
about-
it would be
no,
2-2.
Don't say you know you're right because you're not right. You're right about that word.
Right. Right. What is going on?
He said
Those series would be 2-2 in the regular season.
The reason I said that is because he said, I know I'm right.
I know I'm right
But
about
he's
that.
right about the word. You're saying you're right about what we're talking about. I
I'm
only
right
said you
about
was
them dominating. Right. I'm right.
Because that was the wrong word.
Right. I'm right.
No, but that's about the word.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
He's not saying that.
Why are you talking about him with me?
He's a part of it. What you mean?
We are talking to each other right now.
When the Bulls and the Heat used to play,
2-2 is a lot of the time. I know it don't matter. I know what teams you're talking
Okay, you
about.
know what I'm talking about.
Now
used
it's
to get the
now it's
Bulls-
over. Yeah. You know when they were on a 20-game win streak and the Bulls beat them.
Yeah, the Bulls,
now
they
it's
beat them. The
over.
win streak stopped.
Yeah, they won. They were like 25-0, and then the Bulls beat them without Derrick Rose, without Joe Camino, whatever.
I'm talking about with Derrick Rose.
Okay, well,
You were
regardless, the
there,
Bulls
right?
always played them well. They
would
always
have
played them
good- They
well.
would have good
But
regular season
fuck
games.
playing them well. They used to beat them.
2-2. Yeah, they used to
used to
win
beat
2
them.
at home and then lose 2 in Miami.
I'm not even talking about 2-2. I'm talking about like they was 3-1 specifically. I
Okay.
remember.
Okay.
this.
But in the
3-1.
playoffs-
And then the playoffs came,
And then they lose
it
in
was
6.
false hope because a lot of Chicago Bulls fans thought it was a realistic win, realistic chance they could win, and that shit wouldn't even go 7 games.
It went 6,
and win 6.
which is competitive.
Yeah, it's a good series. We had big
We're not
shots. We
blowing
had
them
all out.
Is that the series where LeBron James blocked Derrick Rose shot to end the game?
I don't know. They played against each other a couple times in the playoffs.
Yeah. I don't remember which series it is.
Yeah, I don't know. But regardless, it's always been a competitive series.
I don't think it's gonna be like that with them. I don't think that they will go 6 games like the Bulls did with the Heat.
I don't think the Lakers would either, even with LeBron.
Yeah, I don't know because the Lakers beat them. The Lakers beat them.
But so did
on
the
field.
Kings beat them too, though.
But yeah, you okay?
had
I get-
Lonzo Ball during
but
that
even
time.
with
Shut up about Lonzo. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Lakers fans saying that he's the savior. He's not saving shit. Y'all will be better, but he's not saving y'all season. Let's be real.
Let's be real.
So I'm asking y'all on a real serious question. The Kings or the Lakers will have a better series against the Warriors. Who matches up against the Warriors better?
The Lakers, because they have LeBron, but I'd rather see the Kings because I like the Kings more. I like the way they play basketball.
You would rather see a sweep than a 6-game series?
It's not guaranteed.
I
think they're going to sweep the Lakers.
I think they would sweep the Lakers too.
I don't even know if I agree with you here, Pete.
And
No.
defensively, I think the Warriors would
Listen.
just lock them down.
It's nothing to agree with or disagree with because I'm not saying it would go 6, but I know if it did go 6, the Lakers would have a higher
Lakers
chance.
have a better chance.
That's all.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. The potential of having a better series because anybody can get swept against the damn Warriors.
Yeah, everybody
Duh.
would. Yeah.
So, I'm saying when you take those two teams, who has the most potential to give us the better series? It's not fucking rocket science. We keeping it very simple.
Give me the Kings.
We don't need to go there. Oh my God, the Lonzo. No, it's just who has the better potential to give us a series. I don't know why I gotta act like we doing like.
Of course you taking the
calculus.
Lakers.
Why it's so damn hard to fucking?
I'd still rather
comprehend.
watch the Kings in the playoffs over the Lakers.
Still,
He's
that
all-
shot not going nowhere.
But it's
He might
hard
not
to
get
get
it.
off.
It's
if
hard to
you're
get
3 inches
off.
shorter.
Monte Morris.
Yeah, he ends up on.
Oh no,
he
he's
ends
Seth.
up on Milwaukee.
He's Seth.
He's Seth Curry.
Oh shit! What if we give Zion 3 inch?
Oh, it's over.
Oh,
with.
shit.
Yeah, no, that's the answer. That's the answer.
Yeah, he goes from 6'6" to
I was
6'9".
about to
the
say
answer.
something crazy.
He's
I was
fucking
about to say-
Sean Kemp. The fuck?
Sean Kemp was great before the stuff.
Yeah, but was Sean Kemp
No,
MVP?
no, hell no. Kermit Zion is better than Sean Kemp at his prime. No, he's better than Sean Kemp right now with 6'6". He is.
You disrespectful as hell.
Actually,
has he ever
I don't
averaged
want to be on Sean
27?
Kemp's bad side at all. Actually,
This
after the season.
motherfucker Zion after 1 year.
Holy
He had 2 years.
Can we go to the Pelicans?
2 years.
Before we go to the Pelicans, let's just remember who the fuck we talking about with Sean Kemp.
I know Sean Kemp, Rain Man. I know who he is. But Zion is literally at his peak a top 10 player in basketball. Like, do not forget, he is averaging 27 on 70% shooting.
Sean Kemp
At
is giving
6'6".
you 18 and 11.
Yawn at that shit.
No, because
No, I
it's
understand.
two different games.
It's two
Come on
different
now.
games. Two
It
Come
different
on
was.
now.
It really
we
was.
just had
Y'all-
this conversation.
Yawn at it compared to what Zion is doing.
What is Zion doing?
He averaging 28.
How old how old was Sean Kemp when he was in the finals? Because he was
I know Z has not
23.
played in a long time.
he was 23.
But
I thought he was a little bit young, but I would say he was doing his shit
when we take
for him to
Z
be that young.
at his face value, Z is a top 10 player in ball. You give him the basketball and he's
sorry,
a
wait, let me see.
guaranteed bucket. Let him shoot the ball. When he misses, he's getting his own rebound and going right back up. He is forced at 6'6". Give him 3 more inches. He's
30 plus a game.
he's Giannis.
No, but if that's the case, then why you say that shit to Derrick? Or Derrick Rose knees? I'm still taking all the shit with Zion into consideration.
Sure, I mean,
he ain't healthy all of a sudden.
That's
So
a
he's,
good
he's a taller motherfucking motherfucker we want to see on the court more.
Okay, yeah, you got me there. But if we talking at the actual value of who
And
he
Mike,
is,
they made 95, 96. He was way older than 26. I mean 23. He's
I swear
26.
they
he's a
might have had him at the
1, 2,
5, too.
3, 4, 5. He's a 6-time All-Star. And yeah, his numbers ain't gonna look the same because it's a different game. We just talked about it. When he was going in, yeah, he had to go through fucking Hakeem and big niggas.
was
He
doing
ain't
his
going
shit,
through
too.
fucking
Motherfucker got to
Nicholas Claxton.
guard Jordan at the rim.
don't matter.
Zion going against Jackson Hayes in practice. What?
Not no more.
Come on, man. You know what
I
that
think
man
you-
was
I think
doing to
you-
Jackson Hayes in practice?
I think you forgetting him. I know he ain't played, but that's,
No, I'm aware, but I'm
Okay.
just saying, at some point, motherfuckers got to do something in the NBA, and it can't be potential. That's what I'm going off
He was 2
of.
votes away from All NBA.
Yeah, he was.
That's
So at this point,
that's not just potential. That's production.
So at this point, we should have seen him All NBA by now, right?
He can't get out of his own head.
So if he can't get out of his
Or
own
out of the
head,
bed.
you know what he's gonna, if he can't get out of his own head, then he's just gonna be a motherfucker that we talking about.
Did you see those pictures from 2 days ago?
I did see them, and them motherfuckers looked hard.
They look
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm just if we could get
You seen Ben
this-
Simmons pictures?
Good point. I don't think it mattered. The pictures don't matter. That's the
But
point.
Zion did look.
I'm just saying if we could get this is hypothetical because we don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. If we could get 2 healthy seasons of Zion, brothers making All NBA both of those.
I'm with you,
seasons.
but I'm just saying, if we could do if Michael Beasley didn't get drafted by Miami and he was just played his whole career in Minnesota, we probably talk about Michael Beasley different. If Derrick Rose ain't fucking, if Tom Thibodeau took him out of the game against Philly when they had already won, we probably be talking about a lot of different shit. We could put if on a lot of motherfuckers.
Yes, we could.
So Zion Williamson again,
He's a ways away from if though.
he no, I don't know, man.
He's
I don't know.
23.
He's played 30% of his games.
but he's also 23.
But the reason I'm saying if is because I feel like this shit is kind of, we're getting Kawhi Leonard levels with him at 23 already.
But that's not abnormal. Joel Embiid played 30% of his games till he was 25. And now he's the MVP of the fucking league.
But I never looked at his shit as like as Zion.
Joel Embiid's injuries are worse than what Zion went through.
That's my point. He not going through shit. We still don't see the nigga play.
No, my point is that he can easily come back.
Then
because
why
of that.
don't he?
He is. You see him in the gym right? You want him to play right now,
I wanted
motherfucker?
to play in the playoffs last year.
You do got to give him some time.
Yeah,
though.
you cannot hoop right now.
Bro, one of the reports this offseason was that the nigga could have played last year and
They-
the whole team was pissed at him
But
and
that's
Brandon
okay.
Ingram.
The
So
same,
it's like,
the
that's
same
the
shit.
Kawhi shit, right?
But the same shit happened
at
with
23.
The same shit happened with Jamal Murray last year, correct? He was eligible to play in the playoffs, but he didn't feel comfortable enough to play. He came back this
had
year.
a horrific
and
injury.
I'm just saying he was eligible to play. That's the only point I'm
But
making.
he had a horrific injury.
I like when they go back
Zion
and
can't
forth.
keep his dick in his pants. It's the same thing.
He had a horrific.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray came back.
Jamal
and
Murray didn't either.
was the
Was in a bubble called the trouble. CJ McCollum facial hair.
Oh man.
Looking like you dig.
Yeah.
CJ said that boy hairy.
All you see is all that shit going on, and you see who was it? Rashawn Holmes that was trying to get some food.
Sharon lost his fucking starter spot because he was hungry.
My point is, Jamal Murray taking a little bit more time being precautious would stem from a horrific injury, which is what usually happens. Guys who have those horrific injuries, ACL, Achilles, they're going to take the full length time. What was even Zion's injury? This shit was so minuscule, I can't fucking remember.
Yeah, it went from like he'll be back in a couple weeks to he's not playing this
Yeah,
season.
that was actually
But I
kind of
feel
crazy.
like that's a reoccurring thing with him too, but that's also like knee and foot injury problems.
I think it was a hamstring injury. If I'm not
And
mistaken.
while and I'll say this, I am with you. When he plays,
It's not a lot of people better than him.
we fuck with it. But the point is, if you barely play, then it's just like at 23, by the way. And I understand Joel Embiid for sure. And like you said, Joel Embiid had way worse injuries. That's just my point. For a dude to be like 2 weeks, turn into the whole season, I'm like, hold up, what the fuck is this? What is this?
That
What
same
is going
shit
on?
is happening in New Orleans, according to CJ McCollum. Same thing with Brandon Ingram. Like they
Brandon
thought
Ingram.
he was eligible to play, he just didn't want to. It's something in the water over there. The 8th seed,
The Trailblazers.
Trailblazers. Y'all said that they may drop out, but they got them right there.
The Nuggets.
Right
the
there.
Nuggets. The Nuggets watching this like, yeah.
The Nuggets. You didn't. What team didn't you mention from last year's playoffs? The Timberwolves and the Nuggets, right?
The Timberwolves, the Nuggets didn't make the last year. It's literally just the Timberwolves.
Oh.
The Lakers jumped in, the
So
Timberwolves dropped
they're
out.
expecting the Timberwolves to drop
Which is
out.
weird to me because they
Yeah.
have the same roster.
2
and
All-Stars and another dude with All-Star potential.
that's
Teague is
weird to
solid.
me that they're the one. They didn't just drop. They have them dropping down to the 10th seed. 9th seed is the Denver Nuggets, missing it once again by one game.
They better not make it. Like, personally, as a franchise, if you make it out or you miss the playoffs twice, just like by a hair, you got to be pretty.
Wouldn't it be
salty.
3 times? 2 years ago, weren't they the 8th, 9th seed too? No.
I thought they.
All right, let me do some Googles real quick. Don't worry, I got the standings right here. Let me fact check myself. They were the 9th seed 2 years ago.
How much back? How
Missed
much?
it by a game.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. One full game, not a half game.
And the
one
crazy
full
thing
game.
is, it can happen again.
It can happen again.
Yeah.
They ain't like a
They're not
slow-
a lock. They're not a
Yeah.
lock. I like that team a lot, but they're definitely not a lock. Defensively, they're going to have some struggles. Only guy on that team that's like a good defender, I would say, is Paul Millsap.
I'm so tired of hearing you talk about defense.
Defense is important to winning games.
Not that important.
Not that important that your entire lineup can only have one good defender on it.
The Cavaliers made it.
They had LeBron. That is an extreme. Give me another example. That is one extreme example out the history of this league. Give me one more example.
The Thunder when they had Russell Westbrook when he won MVP.
How many years ago was it? No, that team was a solid defensive team. That's one thing they had. They didn't have an offense.
But they didn't have much besides that, though.
But
They
no,
only
we're
had
talking
Russell
about
Westbrook.
Exactly.
Andre Roberson. We're talking about defensively.
He's trying to talk about
Steven Adams defensively.
Look,
Get the fuck out of here.
He's talking about one man carrying a whole team.
No, we're talking. What the fuck is he talking? We're talking.
That's what you were getting at, though. That's
Because
what,
he said one guy to carry. So I said
he said they had
Russell
LeBron James. He's trying to compare that to Russell
said,
Westbrook
I
carrying
thought
that
that's
team.
what you meant. When you
No,
said
no.
that.
I'm give me a team that was bottom 5 defensively and were successful. Besides that one.
No,
team.
I'm not. Well, do you think the Nuggets gonna be bottom?
No,
5?
but I'm just saying they're not gonna be a good defensive team.
I don't think you can look at a team and say, "Oh, they ain't got defense. They ain't gonna make it." I don't think you need.
But that's not what I'm saying either, though.
Then why emphasize?
I'm saying that it matters, though. If this is a team that's brinking on trying to make the playoffs, that defense may be what they need to get over the hump. They were the 9th seed 2 years in a row.
I understand that, but what about then let's look at the Timberwolves.
The Timberwolves, yeah.
They got Jimmy Butler. He's a great defensively. And Jeff Teague is not no slouch, and Andrew Wiggins is okay.
Right.
They're not even projected to make it.
Right. I'm not saying defense is the only thing you need. It is important, though. You also need offense.
Playing good basketball is important.
And part of good basketball is good defense.
And so is good offense.
Right, but you need both. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly, but you don't. So why emphasize one thing?
Yeah,
because you were talking about the Nuggets.
I'm talking about the Nuggets.
Right, okay. But what I'm saying is...
I'm not saying you have to be the number 1 defense in the league to win.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But you definitely can't be one of the worst either.
But I don't think they're going to be one of the worst.
Let me see what they were last year.
They were bottom 20.
It's only 30 teams in the damn league.
I mean, damn, I'm dead. They were bottom 10. I meant to say bottom 10. My bad.
Because they were
26.
They were
26.
But listen, they were the 26th team in defense, which means it's only
if they were 20th, they're in the playoffs.
But that's what I'm saying. They're one game away from being in the playoffs.
But it matters, P. You saying I talk too much about defense because defense matters. Out of these teams that are at the bottom,
nobody here didn't say defense don't matter.
Out of the teams that were at the bottom, the Suns, the Cavs, which were the wire. Then you got the Bulls, the Kings.
Look at those teams. Those teams are terrible as hell.
Yeah,
and we talking about a team that missed the playoffs by one game.
In the Western Conference.
Thank you. So what are you saying?
The only other team to be bottom 10 in defense and make the playoffs were the Timberwolves, who were the 8th seed.
But listen to what you're saying. I am saying the other teams that you're mentioning, that besides the Cavs, they have LeBron James, the Suns. Terrible.
Yeah, they are terrible. Right, and then the Denver Nuggets are just 2 above them,
and they were the 9th seed.
Which means that if they play more defense, they're the 8th seed. That is my point.
But the West is stacked.
Score more points.
Or score more points. But the West is stacked. They missed the playoffs by one game in the West with a 26 defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both sides are right, bro.
That's every time me and Pierre argue. That's the consistency.
Because I didn't say defense was worth it. You saying defense is important. Nobody here is questioning that.
No, you said I mentioned to defense too much.
Yeah, you not mention it too much, but you emphasize it too much. Like because a team don't have defense, there's no way they're gonna make it. When
did I ever say that they weren't gonna?
I didn't say you said that. I said that's how much you emphasize it.
No,
he just said if they were a little bit better,
if they would be in the 8th seed, they would be a better team,
bro. But I mean, they the 9th. They in the West though.
What does that have to do with their defense?
Right.
Okay,
let's take it a step back. Let's go back to when this all started.
Okay.
They projected to be the 9th seed again. And I mentioned that they only have 1 defender. If they have 2 defenders, 3 solid defenders, maybe that's what makes them the 8th seed. Maybe that's what makes them the 7th seed.
Or maybe Paul Millsap being healthy.
Yeah.
For 4 more
games.
And
that matters because his defense, right?
Or Gary Harris.
How many games did Gary Harris miss?
He missed quite a few.
Okay, Paul Millsap missing time is one of the reasons why they missed.
It's reasons besides.
That's reason why they right, but I'm not saying defense is the only reason. That may be the number 1 reason, though. Because their best defender missed 40 or 35 games.
I mean, if that's how you want to look at it, I mean, I'm not looking at it like, man, it's just this Nuggets team is just.
So, all right, P, let me put it this way. You the Nuggets GM. You just missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. What are you doing?
I'm fine with our team. I'm hoping that we stay healthy because we just missed the playoffs by one game. Paul Millsap, who was our all-star acquisition.
You're not looking to make any trades or additions?
I mean, if Kemba Walker becomes available or something, yeah, but I mean, not necessarily. I'm not looking at our roster scrambling like, oh my gosh, I can't sleep at night.
You don't got to be scrambling. You can pick up small additions that make your team better significantly.
But this is what I'm saying. They missed the game by playoffs by one game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their all-star acquisition missed how many games? Will we say like
35,
20?
like 35.
Damn,
Paul
that was
Millsap
more
missed
than
like
I even
35
expected.
days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then Gary Harris also missed the end of the season.
So you just going to play this season out,
And
hoping you're
hope
going to
that
be
we
healthy
have-
at least.
And hope that we have health.
They were a top 5 offense last year, missed the playoffs.
Yeah, that's why I
Bottom
said
five
if they
defense.
can't defend better, they got to score more points.
And I think they will be able to do that if they're healthy. If Paul Millsap plays just 10 more of those games, they're a playoff team, dog. They're a playoff team. It's just that simple. It's just that simple.
I'm going to continue to talk about defense because I think it's super important for a team's success. Speaking of that, Ime Udoka's back in the NBA. Houston Rockets. But a lot of people speculated that Nick Nurse was the next guy. He's back in the game, man.
I think
punishing the hell out of him.
I don't think so. I think that they don't have their own first-round pick this season, so they're going to try to be competitive.
There was no signs last year of them being competitive. Joe,
I was joking about the punishing him.
Yeah, for sure.
They have some of the highest cap in this year, and they want to bring in veterans. I think bringing in veterans automatically adds more wins to the roster.
I know they want to go get James Harden. James Harden, sure, he can make you remotely competitive. But other than that, what else are they adding around him that's available?
And that's a pipe dream in itself. In all seriousness, a round of applause for Houston. That was a good move. But I'm not signing up on a hype train of them being competitive. It's just a step in the right direction.
Competitive is meaning, for me at least, that they're not a top 3 pick in next year's draft again, which they were the last 3 seasons.
I don't see that. And I don't think they would be wrong if they were back in that situation.
I think they would be.
Their team is not good.
It's not, but it's still like, how many years can you convince your fan base that we're going to be at the bottom of the league? This is we're going into year 4. That's why you bring in the guy.
They can't control.
They can't control that though.
Yes, they can.
How?
By putting together a competent roster with competent coaching.
How do you give me a realistic game plan on how the Rockets can do that in this offseason?
I legitimately think that upgrading your coaching, which they did, I think Ime Udoka is miles ahead of Steven Silas as far as head coaching.
He has a lot of work cut out for him.
Absolutely. I'm trying to break it down. I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking it down.
While you're breaking it down, I'm going to chime in though.
They put together now a better coaching situation. They bring in some veterans that can help these young dudes understand the game of basketball deeper than it's my turn, your turn.
Like,
I can't tell you off the top of my head who's the best free agent signings for them. I'm just telling you that they're going to try to attempt to do that in order for them not to end up having a top 3 pick. I think that this year, when they have, if everything stays the way they are, they're going to have a top 4 pick in this year's draft.
Yes.
Somebody that could potentially come in and start to build the culture, something we've talked about in the show that they have not had over the last couple seasons, could go a very long way from being a 22-win team to a 33-win team. And that is progress for them.
I agree, but I think that's long term. It's so messed up over there that I think it's unfair to say they're going to bring him in and be competitive, and then they're going to bring in veterans. This ain't 2K. They have a lot to teach them how to play good basketball. Is going to be at least a season of doing. At least a season of doing. At least. And then, bringing in a top 4 pick, it does help you get better for the long run. Now, what rookie besides Vic is coming in and this team is just, I don't see it. And on top of all of that, if they have the perfect offseason, the Washington Conference is extremely competitive.
Motherfuckers like 12 deep.
Yeah, I don't think there's nothing wrong with going through a few-year rebuild. Like, I think that's normal. Like, when you go through a rebuild.
How many teams have been bottom of the league 5 years in a row? Ever.
How many years are they in
This is year 3 right now. Next year be year 4 again. They don't even have their own first-round pick. So it can't even be like, we're not going to play Sengun or Jalen Green because we about to get another top 3. They don't have a pick this year. It's going to Brooklyn.
That's whatever. I don't think not having your pick makes you competitive. You should always be trying to win, but they're not good.
But that's not what they've done either, though.
They're not good.
You're right, but that's not what they've done either. They will pull the guys when they feel like the game is too close because they want that pick. And now we will be in more situations where they are actually trying to win basketball games from the coaching perspective, because the players are always going to try to win basketball games. That is facts. Jalen Green don't give a damn about the second overall pick.
And I'm a believer that if they didn't take them out, that they wouldn't have had a much different year. I don't think that they would have been all of a sudden this different team
Nope.
because the competition level is just too high right now for that young team. They have Kevin Porter Jr. who played out of position. They have Jalen Green, Shingun, Tari Eason. Like the entire team is just extremely young. They are babies. And I think they gonna have to take some time and have a couple of years of putting the thing fully together. Even Jalen Green, he's their standout guy. We're still trying to see exactly how good Jalen Green is going to be. Because in order to break through, you have to legitimately have some guy with like real star quality. Like, I think Jalen Green is going to be good, but I'm still trying to figure out how good. Is he going to be the level of Devin Booker, Jason Tatum? Is he that type of good, or is he like a guy that's going to be next to the guy and you're looking to draft that guy in this draft? Like, I don't know. So I think to try to say that they're going to be competitive, it's like, yeah, they're going to try to be a better team, I believe. I hope so. But even with that attempt, when I look at the Western Conference as it is right now, it's a very uphill battle for me.
For me, competitiveness is not losing 15 in a row. And that's something they've done 5 times in the last 3 seasons. So I guess our perspective on what competitiveness is.
Okay, cool. They don't lose 15 in a row. I think they'll still be at the bottom of the West.
I agree.
If they're not 15, they're 14.
I see both sides. KB just wants to honestly see progress. I think me and Pierre just like, it could be progress, but it's not going to be much.
Well, no, I'm not expecting them to jump into a play-in race.
I think 10 games is a lot, though, for a Houston Rockets team.
I'm just trying to keep it realistic for them. Just just be better. Be better than you were last year. And I think that's all they need to do.
Which is basically what I'm saying as well.
Oh, okay. Because when you throw out competitive,
being better, winning more games is being more competitive.
In this game, competitive is what the Thunder were. We looked at the Thunder as a more competitive team this year.
Well, if I gave off that's not what I didn't want to say that they were going to make a play-in.
That's what competing is. Competing is trying to make the playoffs.
I make competitive as in like, hey, we not losing every single game by 20 points. Instead, that we are in these games. We're going to have clutch moments for Jabari Smith Jr. to have 2 back-to-back game-winning games, or when Jalen Green could take over fourth quarter, but more frequently. Okay. Where it's not 15 straight losses, but we lose with an average margin of loss of 19 and a half.
I guess we probably are saying the same thing, because I think even if you don't lose 15 games in a row this next year, I think they still could be 13th, 14th, or 15th in their conference, which is going to be at the bottom.
Which is
yet again
like 33 wins, like I said earlier.
Right.